Ion, I called out, stepping into our shared apartment. The lights were off, the air cold. I'm in the room, he replied flatly. Something in his voice made my chest tighten. I dropped my bag by the door. You're home early. Everything okay? Didn't answer. I walked into the room and my heart stopped. Suitcase sat by the bed. His suitcase. Ion, what's going on? He stood with his back to me. I'm leaving. Leaving where? Work trip? No, I'm leaving you. I laughed. That's not funny. He turned to face me, eyes dry, face hard. I'm not joking, Zane, I'm done. I packed my stuff. I'll be gone. In 10 minutes, my mouth went dry. What? No, this. We were fine last night. We laughed. We ordered pizza. That was just a distraction, he said, shaking his head. I've been done for a while. I just didn't say it. I took a step toward him. Is this about the pitch? About us arguing on the app design? This isn't just about business, he said. Though yeah, but you're too slow. You second guess everything. I can't build a future with someone like that. I blinked. You're leaving me over a pitch meeting? No, I'm leaving you because I already gave the pitch. Alone, under my name? Silence hit me like a car crash. You what? I took the design. The investor signed with me this morning. My name is on the paperwork. You stole it? No, he said. Coolly, I executed it better. You used my code, my concept. I trusted you, and I trusted you'd grow a spine by now. He grabbed his suitcase, but you didn't. You're serious. I backed away, my hands trembling. You stabbed me in the back, and now you're just walking out? Why are you surprised? You always played the victim. I flinched. I gave you everything. My heart, my time. Spare me the drama, Zane. He walked past me toward the door. You'll be fine. Ion, wait, we built this life together. Doesn't that mean anything to you? He paused at the door. Used to, but now I want more. Then he left. Just like that, I didn't move. Couldn't. The door clicked shut. Silence followed. I stood there, in the dark room, not even crying, just hollow. My phone buzzed. A message from Samir. Did you see the news? Ion launched your app solo. Bro, is this a joke? I stared at the screen. My hands started shaking again. I sank to the floor. A few days later, Samir came over. I hadn't left the apartment. The curtains were drawn. I hadn't shaved. I hadn't eaten much. Zane? He said, stepping into the room like I was a patient. You need to get up. I didn't answer. He stole everything, I whispered, and I just let him. You didn't let him. He played you. I loved him, I know. I thought he loved me. Didn't deserve you. I looked up at him. You know what hurts the most? It's not the app, not the money. It's the fact that I never saw it coming. You trusted him like a fool. Samir sighed and sat down beside me. Get up, shower, let's go out. Air, noise, anything. I don't want to see people. You want to rot here forever? I shrugged. Maybe he grabbed my shoulder. Zane, you're not weak. You just forgot who you are. Who am I now? I laughed. Bitterly. A failed developer. A dumped boyfriend. A joke. You're Zane. The guy who taught himself to code at 16. The guy who once fixed my entire thesis project overnight. You're not finished. I wanted to believe him. But all I felt was broken. That night, I scrolled through my old photos. Me. And Ion laughing. Me showing him the first app prototype. Us on the rooftop talking about the future. I couldn't delete them. But couldn't look at them either. I opened the news again. Headlines read, Tech rising star Ion Rafiq debuts new dating app. The design looked familiar. Too familiar, my idea. My vision. My work. His name, my hand curled into a fist. That night, I stood in front of the mirror. My eyes were hollow. My hair a mess. I'm never going to be that naive again, I whispered. Then I picked up the scissors and chopped off my hair. Not much, but it felt symbolic. A start. The next morning, I texted Samir. Help me find a new place. I need to leave this city. He replied. In seconds. You sure? Yeah. I'm done crying. I'm ready to rebuild. Asterisk. Mr. Zane, thank you for your time. But we've decided to move forward with someone else. Click. That was the 4th rejection this week. I stared at the blank wall. My resume was solid. My work spoke for itself. But no one would touch me. I opened my email again, same rejection phrasing, same fake gratitude. I dialed Samir. Yo, they rejected me again. He sighed. Which one?
X-Park.
They said I wasn't a good team fit. That's code for something, Zane. I'm telling you, I am still blacklisting you. I bit my lip, but how? There's no proof. He's influential now. He's whispering into the right ears. And let's not forget, he stole your entire pitch. Yeah, and I still don't have a platform to fight back. He made me look like a sore loser. You're not. You're the real deal. Doesn't matter. The industry thinks I'm unstable. You're not unstable. I didn't answer. Stared at the floor. That night I made the mistake of opening social media. Ion had posted a photo of him holding a glass of champagne, standing beside a luxury car. Caption, some people dream. Others execute. Guess which one I am? In the comments, someone wrote, didn't you have a partner on this? Ion replied, I outgrew him. He was ... sensitive. I closed the app, heart racing. The next day I visited my uncle's house. With my mother, it was supposed to be a casual family lunch. In the kitchen, while pouring tea, I heard it. He should have fought harder, my aunt whispered. Nice boys don't survive in business. He's too soft, someone else added. That Ion kid ruthless? That's why he's winning. My hands clenched around the tray. I walked out. Mom saw my face and followed me outside. Beta, what happened? They think I'm weak. She looked confused. Who? Everyone? You heard them, Zane. I'm too soft, too emotional too. Everything. That's why he left. That's why he took everything. Maybe they're right. Sit. I'll sit down. I sat. She reached out and cupped my face. You are not weak. You are kind. And kind men shake the world when they rise. I don't feel strong, you will? You just haven't healed yet. I looked at her, my throat tight. He made me feel worthless. He didn't make you anything. He just showed you who he is. And now, you show the world who you are. I broke down right there in her arms. I cried like I hadn't since I was a kid. Later that night, Samir called again. Listen, he said. I know this feels endless, but what if you left the city? What? Start over. Somewhere Ion doesn't own the narrative. Somewhere you can breathe. And go where? I found a hotel job 2 cities over. Receptionist, not glamorous, but it's a start. Receptionist, it pays. It's quiet. It's clean. You can rebuild. Have a computer science degree, man. And no one's hiring you because of him? Don't let your pride bury your talent. I didn't respond. Zane, he said gently. Start again. Not for revenge. For you. I swallowed. I'll think about it. Promise me. I promise. The next morning, I packed one bag. Mom stood at the door. You're really going? I nodded. I have to. She hugged me tightly. Don't come back the same man. I won't. Good. Because the boy who left deserves to return stronger. I got into the car with Samir and didn't look back. Asterisk. Welcome to Rosewood Hotel, the manager said. You'll be on reception. Rashid will train you. Rashid gave me a nod. Had you ever worked hotel front before? I shook my head. No, just tech. But I'm a fast learner. Good, don't. Bring drama to the front desk. We deal with enough guest meltdowns. Understood? Samir nudged me on the way out. You got this, Zane? Thanks for getting me this shot. Make it count. By day 3, I memorized check-in scripts. Smile, timing, and how to say, let me check on that for you, without sounding dead inside. Rashid leaned on the counter. You're quiet. I'm just focused. You look like a guy carrying 20 bricks of heartbreak. I raised a brow. You always this honest? Only when it's obvious? I smiled weakly. I'm just trying to rebuild. He nodded. Fair enough. Let me know if you need a break or a drink. She walked in on a Wednesday afternoon. Long white skirt, canvas bag, sunflower earrings. She stepped up to the counter. "Hi, I'm here to meet someone Kareem Malik," typed. "The name, Mr. Malik's in a meeting. You can wait in the lounge." She smiled. "Thanks. Sorry, are you new here?" "Yeah, first week." "Well, you're doing great. You didn't even blink when I walked in like a storm." I gave a polite smile. Storms are normal in this lobby. She tilted her head. "What's your name?" "Zane." "I'm Mira. Nice to meet you." She paused. "You seem serious?" I hesitated, just trying to stay professional. "Well, Zane, here's some advice. Breathe." And she walked away. At lunch, Rashid elbowed me. "You met Mira?" "Briefly." "She's the owner's daughter?" I froze. "That Mira?" "Yup, don't worry. She likes real people." "Great, I'm the opposite of that right now." He chuckled. "She noticed you." "Stop. I'm just saying." "She noticed, she kept coming. Sometimes for coffee. Sometimes with her dad. Sometimes alone. One afternoon, she walked up again. 'Hey Zane, can you tell me where the ballroom is?' 'Right down that hall. Third door.' She didn't move. "You always this efficient?" "Only when nervous." She laughed. "Are you nervous?" "A little. You don't have to be. I'm just Mira, not royalty." I smiled. "You're different." "How so?" "You ask questions like you actually want to hear the answer." She blinked. "Well, I do." We started talking during her visits, not much. Just enough she never pushed, so I let her in. Bit by bit, one evening, she caught me by the exit. "Long day?" she asked. "Every day's long when you're restarting." "Restarting what?" "Everything." She tilted her head. "Bad breakup." "Worse." "Betrayal? Want to talk about it?" "No." She nodded. "That's fair. I just wanted to say, you seem like someone who survived something." I did. "I'm glad you're still standing." That hit harder than I expected. "Me too," I whispered. Later that night, Rashid said, "So you like her?" "I barely know her." "You don't look at anyone else like that." "I'm not ready. No one's ever ready. She deserves better than."
"I'm broken."
"You're not broken. You're rebuilding." Still, every time she smiled, I felt something shift. I wanted to tell her everything, but I was terrified she'd see the parts of me I was trying to hide. I promised myself I'd never need anyone again, but she made that promise hard to keep. Asterisk Zane, Mira said, sliding into the hotel lounge seat across from me. "You always sit like the world's on your shoulders." "Maybe it is," I muttered, half smiling. "You ever think of dropping it for a second?" "Don't know how." She leaned forward. "You're allowed to take a breath. I'm not sure I deserve one yet." Her brows drew in. "What makes you say that?" I hesitated. "'Cause I let someone destroy me." Her voice lowered. "You didn't let them. They did it anyway." I looked at her. "You don't even know what happened." "Then tell me." I stared at the floor. I had a business, a partner, someone I loved. We built something together, or so I thought. She didn't speak, just waited. One day he walked out, took the app, signed the deal alone, left me with nothing, no credit, no future. And then he made it worse. Blacklisted me, spread rumors, called me unstable. Silence fell. I braced for her to pull away, but she said, "And yet here you are, working with quiet dignity. That's not weakness. That's strength." I blinked. "You don't think I'm pathetic, Zane? If anything, I admire you more." My throat tightened. "You're kind. I'm just honest." A few days later, she found me in the break room. "I talked to my father," she said, handing me coffee. My stomach dropped. "Why?" "Because he's looking for someone. Someone smart, hardworking, with integrity." "Mira, he wants to meet you?" "I work front desk, exactly. And you do it well." "I'm not sure I'm ready for another tech job." "You're more ready than anyone I know. I've been burned. You're not the one who should be ashamed." I met Mr. Kareem. In his office, on the top floor, he wore a navy suit and the kind of gaze that could see through people. "So, you're Zane," he said. "Yes, sir." "My daughter speaks highly of you," I swallowed. "She's generous. She says you're talented, reliable, loyal, I stayed quiet. Tell me, what do you want, Zane? I want to matter again. He nodded slowly. Then work for me. Junior tech analyst. Earn your place. We'll see what you're made of. I exhaled. Thank you. You'll start Monday. As I left the office, Mira waited outside. Well? She asked. I got it. She smiled, and for the first time in months, I felt human again. Asterisk Zane, you coming? Rashid asked, holding open the conference room door. I'm just finishing. The report, I replied, eyes still on the laptop. Be there in 2. He laughed. Man, you work like your life depends on it, 'cause it kinda does. Inside, Mr. Kareem's voice filled the room. Let's hear from Zane. He's the one who caught the gap in the vendor contract. All eyes turned to me. I cleared my throat. Clause for B leaves us exposed. If the software fails during deployment, they can legally walk away without covering damages. Kareem raised an eyebrow. You're sure? I triple-checked. They're using vague compliance language? We need it amended. Hey. He nodded slowly. Rashid, follow up with legal. On it, Rashid said. After the meeting, Kareem pulled me aside. You read like a lawyer. Where'd you learn that? Being burned teaches you to read the fine print. His eyes lingered on mine. Keep this up, and the boardroom won't just be a stopover. Back at my desk, Rashid spun his chair toward me. You ever sleep? I sleep. Just not when something's on fire. He grinned. Kareem's got his eye on you, man. I'm just trying to prove I'm not a charity case. You already did, now you're just flexing. Weeks passed, late nights blurred. Into early mornings, Mira would drop by sometimes with tea. You're still here? She'd ask. Just wrapping up projections. You don't have to be perfect, you know. I know, but I need to be ready. For what? For the... If someone tries to take everything again. She'd nod, quietly placing the cup beside me. Then I'll be right here, making sure they don't. Then came the headline, Ion Sheik's tech empire faces multi-million-dollar lawsuit over data breach. Stared at my screen, unmoving. Rashid leaned over. Wait, isn't that... Yeah, you warned him about this, didn't you? Years ago. And he laughed it off. Called me paranoid. Rashid let out a low whistle. Karma's on payroll this month. Later that day, Mr. Kareem entered the office with a newspaper folded in hand. Zane, he said, voice calm, you recognize this? I nodded once. Assume you had no involvement? I haven't spoken to him since he stole from me. He studied me. I believe you. Thank you. He placed the paper on my desk. Let it be a reminder. Arrogance builds empires on sand. Build on rock. The boardroom felt different now. I wasn't just the new guy with something to prove. I had ideas, and people listened. Zane, Kareem said in our next strategy session, tell them your plan for the expansion. I stood. We streamline. Onboarding using adaptive AI cuts training time in half. A board member scoffed. Sounds expensive? It's a one-time integration. Long-term, we save thousands in labor. Kareem smiled. He's done the math. We move forward. After the meeting, I stepped into the elevator and Mira followed. You looked powerful in there, she said. I felt seen. You are. I glanced at her. You believed in me before I even believed in myself. She touched my hand. That's what partners do. That night I sat alone in the dark office. The reception desk felt like another lifetime. I whispered to myself, not that broken man anymore. I looked up at the city skyline, and for the first time, I felt like I belonged. Mira, I said, setting the coffee down between us, you know I'm not great with gestures. She smiled, curling her legs under her. You're getting better? I've got something to say. Something I've wanted to say since. You walked into that hotel lobby with too many bags and not enough questions. She laughed softly. That was chaos. But the good kind. I reached into my coat pocket. My hand shook a little. You didn't just save me, Mira, you're reminded. Me, I was worth saving. She looked at Miralee, looked at me. So I said, opening the box, will you marry me? There was a pause. Then a smile. Yes, she whispered. We sat in silence for a moment, her head resting on my shoulder. "You nervous?" she asked. "No," I replied. "But if you told me 2 years ago this would happen, I'd have laughed in your face." Now, I believe in second chances. When we told her family, Tara didn't hide her skepticism. "Zane, I'm happy for you," she said, forcing a smile. "But just so you know, I have Mira's back. Always. I wouldn't expect anything less," I replied calmly. She narrowed her eyes. "You come with a lot of history, and I've faced every inch of it. That's why I'm standing here. I hope you're right." Mira squeezed my hand as we walked out of the room. "She come around," she said. "I don't blame her. I wouldn't trust me either if I didn't know everything. You don't have to convince anyone but me." "I know," I said. "But it still matters." We kept the wedding small. No media, no crowd, just family, just love. I didn't want ghosts from my past sneaking in, but fate had its own ideas. Tara called one evening, her voice sharp. "Zane, check your email. Now what's going on?" "Just check." Opened the forwarded email. Subject line, staff application, Imran's catering team, applicant, Ion Sheik. My chest went cold. This can't be real. "Oh, it's real," Tara said. "Chef Imran sent it to us by mistake, asking if we wanted to screen any staff." I recognized the name. He applied for kitchen duty. She snorted. Talk about ironic. Mira walked into the room. "Oh, what's going on?" Showed her the screen. Her eyes widened. "He's really doing this?" I nodded. "He wants to watch me from the sidelines. Just like I watched him take everything from me." Mira looked at me. "What do we do?" I clenched my jaw. "We let him in," Rashid called when he found. "Out." "Are you serious, man? You're letting Ion cater your wedding?" "Not cater? Just serve food? Think he's not going to pull something?" "He won't dare. Not now." Rashid paused. "This revenge thing, you sure it won't eat you alive?" "It's not revenge." "Then what is it?" "It's the truth. Finally being seen. That's all I ever wanted." The day before the wedding, I stood by the venue entrance as the catering staff arrived. Chef Imran nodded at me. "Morning, sir. You'll find our team spotless." I scanned the line. Then I saw him, and head down, dressed in white. Nothing like the man who used to walk in with silk ties and designer cufflinks. Our eyes met for a split second. He looked away first. "Everything all right, sir?" Chef Imran asked. I nodded. "Perfect." That night, Mira leaned against me in our room. "You okay?" she asked. I thought I'd be angry. "And you're not?" "No," I said. "I'm just ... done letting him define me." She smiled. "You've already won, Zane." I held her hand. "Tomorrow, everything changes." Asterisk, the air smelled of roses and roasted lamb. I straightened my tie in the mirror. Exhaled once, then walked toward the kitchen. Rashid caught up to me. "You sure about this?" "Completely." He glanced around. "He's already inside." I nodded. And pushed through the double doors. There he was. Back turned, head down. Holding a silver tray, I almost didn't recognize him. Then he turned. His eyes locked with mine and froze. I didn't blink. I stepped forward slowly, deliberately. He looked away first. "Ion," I said, voice calm, didn't expect to see. "You so ... humble." No answer. "I see they gave you dish duty." Still nothing. "You remember this face, don't you?" said. "The one you called worthless." He inhaled sharply, still avoiding my gaze. I tilted my head. "Look at me." He finally did, eyes full of shame. "Why?" I asked. He swallowed. "I needed the money." "No," I said. "Why now? Why here?" He looked down. "I didn't." "No, it was your wedding." "Liar." Silence. I stepped closer, keeping my voice low. "You tried to destroy me. Ruined my name. Left me homeless." "I didn't." "Don't," I snapped. "Don't insult me with denial." He glanced at the other kitchen staff. None of them dared look up. I continued. Now you're here, wearing a hairnet, serving plates at my wedding. Tell me, how's that for karma? He stayed silent. Nothing to say? I asked. I didn't think it would end like this. No, I said. You thought I'd stay broken. I made mistakes. You made choices. I corrected him. And now you get to serve drinks to the people celebrating me. I took a step back and looked him over. You used to walk in with a gold watch and a fake smile. Now you can't even afford a clean apron. He winced. Do your job, I said. Stay out of sight. You're not here to haunt me, you're here to clean up after me. He nodded slowly. I turned and walked toward the exit. Before I reached the door, I stopped. One more thing, I said without looking back. If I see you near Mira, even by mistake, have you thrown out? He didn't reply. Good. Outside? Rashid waited. Well, he asked. He won't bother us, you sure? I smiled faintly. He's already finished. He just hasn't accepted it yet. The ceremony began on the lawn. Music started. Mira walked toward me like she was made of light. She whispered, You look calm. I'm not, I said. I'm on fire inside. Good fire or bad fire? Both, I whispered. After we exchanged vows, Tara hugged me. You handled it? Yes. No drama. No need, I said. Silence said enough. She grinned. You're learning from the best. During the reception, I caught a glimpse of Ion in the corner, head down, clearing tables. A ghost in a white uniform. He looked up once. I didn't nod, didn't blink, just turned away. Later, Mira found me alone near the balcony. You all right? I nodded. He's here, but he's invisible. I saw him too. Did it bother you? No, she said, because he looked like someone who finally saw himself for who he really is. I exhaled. Do you think I went too far? No, she said softly. You didn't go far enough. That night, after the lights dimmed and the guests left, I walked back into the kitchen one last time. Only Ion remained stacking trays, hands shaking. I watched him in silence. He turned and froze again. Congratulations, he muttered. I raised an eyebrow, that all. I mean it. I doubt that. He stepped forward slightly. You ... rebuilt everything. No, I said. I built something better. He lowered his eyes. I never thought you'd actually make it. That's the difference between you and me. You thought power made you untouchable. I learned pain made me unstoppable. He nodded once. Goodbye, Ion, I said. This is the last time we'll ever speak. As I walked away, I felt it, not vengeance. Peace. Real peace. You didn't answer me, Mira said, arms folded, eyes searching mine. About what? I asked, though I already knew. Are you marrying me to hurt him? My chest tightened. I looked away. No, that's not good enough, Zane. Mira, she stepped closer. I need the truth. All of it. I hesitated. It started that way. Maybe in some corner of my broken pride. I wanted him to watch me win. Her face didn't change. She waited, but I continued. When I look at you, I don't see revenge. I see peace. I see the reason I got back up. She whispered, Then prove it. I nodded. How? You know how? I found Ion outside near the catering van, alone, lighting a cigarette with shaking hands. You shouldn't be here, I said. He flinched. Old habits, still hiding when things get real. He exhaled smoke and bitterness. You win. You got the girl. The job. The respect. I wasn't playing a game, I replied, but I did win. Not because I destroyed you, but because I didn't let you destroy me. He looked at the ground. Why are you even here? Say something you probably don't expect. He squinted. What? I don't hate you anymore. His jaw twitched. Is that supposed to make me feel better? No, I said. It's not for you. It's for me. He shook his head. You always had that way of talking like you were better. I don't feel better, I just feel... done. He looked up finally. So what now? You forgive me? For a second, no. His eyes narrowed. I can't forgive you. Not because I'm angry, but because I don't believe you've changed. Silence. I don't need revenge, I said. But I also don't need liars in my life. He opened his mouth, then closed it again. You were my brother, I said, and you turned that into a weapon. He rubbed his face. I was scared. Of failing. Of being nothing. You were never nothing, Ion, I said. You just thought stepping on me would make you feel taller. He let out a hollow laugh, and it worked. For a while, until it didn't, I said. He stared at the cigarette. You really don't hate me? No, I said quietly. But I'll never trust you again. He nodded slowly. That's fair. We stood in silence. For once, there was no shouting, no cursing, no fake apologies, just truth. He looked at me, eyes red, voice rough. You were always better than me. I didn't respond. Instead, I turned around and walked away. Back inside, Mira was waiting. She looked at me. You saw him? I nodded. What did you say? I told him I didn't hate him. She blinked. That's it? And that I couldn't forgive him. She touched my arm. But you still let him go. I had to, I said. Holding on to that anger, it made me tired. She smiled faintly. So, this isn't about him anymore. No, I said. It's about who I choose to be. Later that evening, I stood on the rooftop alone. Watching the lights of the city blink like stars that refused to die, I whispered to no one, I'm done being angry. The wind answered me in silence. I could still hear Ion's words echoing. In my head, you were always better than me. But that wasn't true. I wasn't better. I just chose to become better when life gave me the chance. And that made all the difference. Asterisk ready. Mira whispered. I looked at her in that ivory dress. It's more real than any dream I'd dared to have. Yeah, I said, voice steady, heart not. She squeezed my fingers. You're pale. I'm about to marry you. I'd be worried if I wasn't. She smiled. I'm nervous too. That makes two of us. As we walked to the front, the music soft and warm, my eyes scanned the room. Friends, colleagues, Mr. Kareem, Rashid, her family, and then Dashim, A in back corner. Ed, dressed in white kitchen linen, a silver dish in hand. Frozen in place, watching. I felt the breath hitch in my throat. Mira noticed. Ignore him. I am Zane, she whispered. Look at me, I turned. I'm here, not him. Me. I know, I said, and I'm not looking back. The officiant cleared his throat. Shall we begin? We nodded. I held Mira's hands tighter. Zane, the officiant said, Your vows? I took a deep breath. Mira, I don't have perfect words. I just have the truth. You saw me when I had nothing. And you didn't flinch. Her eyes brimmed. You didn't try to fix me. You just stood beside me while I rebuilt. Reminded me of who I was before life cracked me open. A faint sniffle came. From the crowd, I'm not marrying you because you saved me. I'm marrying you because I don't want to face anything good or bad without you. She wiped a tear. You're doing great, she whispered. I smiled. Your turn. Zane, she said, voice shaking. I never believed in revenge, or fate, or second chances. Until I met you. Hush fell. You never used your pain as a weapon. You turned it into strength. You turned it into love. You remind me what grace looks like. She looked down, then back at me. So yes, I do. I swallowed hard.
I do too.
As the guests clapped, I caught it, a tray dot clattering against tile in the far corner, noticed by most. A and he bent to pick it up, head bowed, hands trembling. Then quietly, he slipped through the kitchen doors and vanished. I didn't follow, didn't speak, didn't flinch. Are you okay? Mira asked as we turned to face the cheering room. Yeah, I said. I meant every word. She leaned close. I didn't even look at him, because he doesn't matter anymore. Then what does? I kissed her forehead. This, us. We stepped off the stage, still holding hands. Mr. Kareem pulled me into a hug. You've become a man, Zane, a real one. Thank you, sir, she'd grinned. Best speech I ever heard, though you owe me for the tissues. I laughed. I'll write that down. Later, when we sat alone under the soft garden lights, Mira traced circles on my palm. "You're quiet," she said. "Just thinking about." "Him? No," I said. "About how light I feel." "Like something's finally off your shoulders?" "Exactly." She leaned her head against mine. "You didn't need to punish him. He punished himself." We sat still for a while. "Do you think he'll come back?" I shook my head. "No. And even if he does, I won't be standing where he left me." She took my hand again. "I'm proud of you," smiled. "I'm proud of me too." And in that moment, I realized something deeper than anything I'd said in my vows. I hadn't just married Myra. I'd finally married peace. "Asterisk, are you sure you want the old signage gone?" Hamid asked. "Yes. It's been up there for years. Feels like history." It was history. Mine started now. He nodded. "Understood, sir." Turned to face the empty floor. The echo of my own footsteps was louder than the voices that once tried to drown me here. "I thought I'd feel something," I said. "You don't. Not hate, not even pride. Just calm." "We got the last approval through Farah," said, walking in with her tablet. "Legals cleared the full transfer and the rebrand. All files updated. New website, new logo, signage installation by Friday." I looked up in the name. She smiled. "ZK Group." As requested, I exhaled slowly. "What now?" she asked. "We build from the ground up, this time without shortcuts." A week later, I stood at the podium in the company's new launch event. All eyes were on me. "I don't want to talk about the past," I said, "because we've already survived it." A soft murmur rippled through the crowd. "What matters is that we're here, and we're starting clean. No more fraud, no more secrets, just work, growth, and people who believe in each other." Hands clapped. I kept going. "Some of you were here before, some left, some were pushed out. But I never forgot who showed loyalty when loyalty didn't benefit them." A woman near the back wiped her cheek. I remembered her, had once told her I'd be back. She hadn't believed me. I promised myself, if I ever got a second chance, I'd bring you all with me. And here we are. I stepped down. People surged forward. Faces I hadn't seen in years. Names I hadn't spoken since the day I was erased. "From the records, Zayn, you actually did it," Adnan said, shaking my hand. "Took long enough. I thought you'd just move on." "I couldn't," I said. "Not until I made it right." We glanced around. Ion never saw this coming. "I didn't do it for him." "You sure?" "Yeah," I said. "I didn't build this to prove him wrong. I built it to prove me right." Back in my office, I looked around. Same building, different air. "Names on the glass," Farah said. "Want me to order a frosted logo version too?" "No, let them see it," she laughed. "You've changed." "Not really. I just stopped trying to convince people who already made up their minds." She hesitated. "Do you think he'll ever walk through that door? If he does, he'll have to walk through everything he destroyed first." That evening, I returned to the old floor. The one where he fired me. "Mr. Zayn," Hamid called. "We've got boxes from the old HR room. Want us to toss them?" Let me see." He brought them over. Inside were photos, memos. My old ID badge snapped in half. I held it up. "Keep it," he asked. "No," I said. "It belongs to someone I don't recognize anymore." He nodded. "Got it." As the sun dipped, I stepped. Outside, the new sign glowed above, ZK Group. I laughed under my breath. "What's funny?" Mira asked, joining me. "I used to think revenge would fix me, and now, this isn't revenge," I said, gripping her hand. "It's peace." Leaned her head on my shoulder. "Looks good on you." "Yeah," I said. "Feels even better." "Do you ever miss who you used to be?" Mira asked as she adjusted my cuff. "Every day," she paused. "Really?" "Yeah, but not in a bad way. I just remember him, so I'd never become him again." Stood in front of the mirror fully. Dressed, sharp suit, calm eyes, steady breath. "Who do you see?" she asked. "Someone I used to chase." "You caught him?" "No," I smiled. "I became him." My phone buzzed. One new message. Unknown number. I didn't need to guess. Ion again, Mira said. I nodded, locking the screen without opening it. You're not curious? Not anymore? Not even a little? He's still trying to reach me, I said, slipping the phone in my pocket. He's still living in the past. I'm not. Boardroom in 15, Samir said, peeking in. They're all here. How's the mood? Nervous? Excited? Some old faces are surprised you pulled it off? Let them be, I said. I didn't do it to impress them. Before I stepped out, I glanced at the mirror again. There he was, the younger version of me. It's the one who begged Ion to believe in him. The one who thought worth had to be granted. You don't need his approval anymore, I whispered. Mira came up behind me, wrapped her arms around my chest. Ready? She asked. I was born ready. I just took time to remember that. Walking. To the boardroom, I thought of my mother. Her cracked hands, her quiet prayers. The meals she skipped so I could eat. Thank you, I said under my breath. You saw me when no one did. Inside the room was filled shareholders, partners, employees. Some looked skeptical, most looked proud. You've come a long way, an old manager said. I didn't walk alone, I replied. Some people carried me when I couldn't. Samir handed me the final dossier, all signed. Today it becomes official. And you? I asked, still crazy enough to follow me? He smirked. I followed you when you were broke and heartbroken. Now you're just boring. And married. Mira laughed behind me. He's not that boring. As I reached the head of the table, I paused. They all waited. I pulled the chair out slowly. This is for the boy who was told he'd never sit here, I said quietly. Before I began, I looked around. Before we get into numbers, I said, I just want to say this, thank you. They shifted, curious. For believing in someone who failed publicly, for giving me space to rebuild, and for reminding me that integrity is louder than ego. Samir raised a hand. Speech over. Laughed for now. We gotta work. Hours later, I stepped out onto the balcony. Fresh air. Clean slate. Mira joined me. You deleted the message without reading, she said again. Yep. No regrets. None. It's not even for closure. This is closure, I said. Every breath I take without his shadow. Every choice I make without needing revenge. That's the ending I needed. She leaned her head on my shoulder. You're not who you were. No, I said, I'm not. You outgrew the man you once needed, and I became the one I once begged him to be.